Well, after all that, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to JJ's PC Builds. This is JJ with you once again. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Build. And also to my veteran subscribers, as always, much love to you for all that you do, helping support the channel. Okay, today we're going to have a little bit of talk about leaks. We got some more leaks coming in. I'm still hearing the leaks about the 40, all about Nvidia's 40 series. I know probably you guys been hearing about the leaks too. It seems that we got quite a few leaks that were going on this week. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get to it and we're going to just talk to you about it really quick and let you know what's going on. Okay, now that I pulled up my little sheet about what's going on, let's talk about this. Okay, it looks like the leaks that we got going for the 40 series is the RTX 4090 Ti. Everybody's going back and forth and saying that it's either going to be or it's not going to be, it's going to be, it's not going to be, but the leaks that I'm getting are from a reputable source that are saying that the RTX 4090 Ti has the chipset of AD102. It has 142 RT cores, and it looks like the frequency is supposed to go from 2235, if I remember right. 20 the base clock's like at 2235 and the boost clock's like at 2520. 24 gigabytes of VRAM with a 384-bit bus, and it's going to be GDR6X, and also too the TDP is going to be at 600 watts, but they recommend a PSU of 1000 watts. So this looks like it's going to be a monstrous of a card that's coming out. So make sure you all do stick around for that. We're going to find out if it's going to come out sooner or later. It's either going to be this year or it's going to be next year. So we're still going to, I'll let you know what's going to happen and what's going along with that. Now, also too, the 4070 Ti, what it's looking like is that they're saying that it's going to have 16 gigabytes of VRAM instead of the 12 gigabytes it already has. And it's supposed to have 68 RT cores, and what it has now is 60. And it's supposed to have a GPU clock of 2310 on the base, and it's supposed to have 2610 on the boost. It's supposed to have a 256-bit bus with GDR6X, and they're looking at the TDP at about 300 watts. So look at about maybe 750 watt PSU, just to be on the safe. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. Now, in my opinion, I'm just going to stick with these two right now for the simple fact that I'm not too sure if they're going to do it, but something tells me that the 4070 Ti might go from 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes, and that's going to be something. That's going to be a lot of something. Especially when they're, moving the TDP up from over 250 plus to 300 watts. So it's going to be interesting. Also, too, what's interesting is make sure you got your drink and snacks. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm just going to give you what I think right now probably is going to happen. To me, I think it would be a good idea if they did take the 4070 and made it 16 gigabytes, because the 4070 Ti, it would be nice if they made that 16 gigabytes. Yes, it really would. Then that means that pulls it away from the 4070. The 4070's got 12 gigabytes, but you never know. Maybe later on down the road, they might decide to say, okay, well, the 4070's got 16 gigabytes, you know. But thinking about the price, with it being at 800 plus right now, with the 4070 Ti 12 gigabyte being around 800, close to it. But looking at the 16 gigabyte version, they might end up adding on a couple more $100 to it too. They might make it a $999 card. You don't know. But that's what it could be rolling out to be if they ever decide to do it. To me, what I would do is, if they're going to add a couple more gigabytes of RAM to that card, then what they should have done is they take it down to like $750 for the 16 gigabyte version, and the 12 gigabyte version they should knock off at least $150 to that too. So bring it down a little bit. But anytime you add on to a card, basically they're adding on to the card, so you're not really getting that much more when it comes to the 4070 Ti, going from 12 gigabyte to 16 gigabyte, except for 4 gigabytes, of VRAM and a couple more RT cores, but as far as when it comes to, the base clock and the boost clock, I'm kind of thinking that, it's not going to give that much more than it does right now. Because, I mean, even if you look at the 3090 or the 4090, okay, just the 4090 itself, the boost clock goes all the way up to, if you push it to its max, you could probably get 3.060 gigahertz out of that. But do remember, with the RTX 4070, you still get the same boost clocks. So that's what's kind of got me a little bit wondering, if you get the same boost clock on the 4070 as you do the 4090, what really is the difference? Oh, because of the amount of cores and everything else they got in between. Like the amount of RAM, VRAM, that's the difference. You got one that's got 12 and the other one that's got 24. You look at the little bit of differences that they both do make. I mean, the teraflops on that, the textile flops on that, on a 4090 is like, I guess it's over 1,000. And then you look at the 4070, you're looking at 504. So you're looking at like getting twice the amount for a 4090 compared to a 4070. But as far as the boost clocks, excuse me, going up to over 3 gigahertz, they both do the same. They both get over 3 gigahertz. So looking at it like that, and all 4070s, they get the same same. DLSS 3, DLSS 3.5, or whatever the 40 series gets, the cards get the same thing. Okay, you got one that runs faster than the other ones. So the 4090 runs faster than the 4080, and then the 4080 runs faster than the 4070. 4070 runs faster than the 4060. Goes in a chain, so it's not really a big deal. But now with them might wanting to put on an RTX 4070 Super, and, giving it like 8 more SMs, from the 4070, it's not really going to be like that much. If they decide to do a 4070 Super, or, if they do the 4070 Ti 16 gigabyte, you know, you got a 14 point difference between the two when it comes to the SMs. Okay, now what they'll do is, now with the chipset, instead of being the 4070 Ti 12 gigabytes, is on an AD104. Now, what they're doing is they're taking the 4070 Ti 16 gigabytes and moving it to an AD103, moving it to a different chipset. So basically, the 4070 and the 4070 Ti will be on the same chipset, but when it comes to the 4070 Ti 16 gigabytes, it's going to be on a different chipset. It's going to be on the 103. So, it was supposed to be that the 4090 was on the 102. It was supposed to be the 4080s on the 102. And then, the 4070 is on the 104 and the 4070 Ti is on the 104. But now the 104 Ti 16 gigabytes is going to be on the 103. So it's a little bit it's a little bit confusing and a little bit different, but the thing is this, they're moving it to a different chipset, which that is a good thing. So this way it'll end up having supposedly better performance. And, because now it's getting it closer to the 4090 SKU. So do keep that in mind. And also too, that was it. That's all I got for you right here, and that is my conclusion on to what's going on today. But also too, just to let you know what's going on with Clipchamp from Microsoft. I had a discussion on the phone with them and talked with them and told them my problem. Their tech went through to find out what the problem is. They found an error or two, and they said they're going to correct it. So that's what they've been doing. And hopefully today, when I go to edit this video, I can edit it with Clipchamp, instead of using OpenShot. So we're going to try that and see how well it works. And if we can get into Clipchamp, then it's working. So, but to find out it was nothing but an error. So they said they're working on it, fixing it, and it should be fixed by this morning from what they were telling me. So we're going to go from there. We're going to test it out and make sure Clipchamp is working like they said it's supposed to be. And yes, it is it's a basic for beginners program, which is free. It doesn't have a cutoff time on that, but to use any of their advanced features or their advanced clips that they have in there or so on, you have to pay for the subscription. Just to let you know, and that's what they told me. I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. So basically, there's no cutoff time or anything else. It is what it is. But if you go and try to modify something and it's one of their templates or something that requires you to have a subscription, it won't let you do it. So, but I'm just letting you know it does work, and I'm going to test it out right after I'm going to edit this video with Clipchamp, and I'm going to see if it's working out well. So, and if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And my veteran subscribers, as always, much love to you for all that you do helping support the channel. Now, if things go well, and do be aware there might be a live video today, might or might not be. So it's kind of up in the air right now. We're kind of going to get things together to be testing it, to do the live podcast here on the channel. And we're going to try to do it once a week on Saturdays. And that's the reason why I moved graphics card nightmare from Saturday to Friday, so we can open up this field here to do a live podcast. So we're going to do it once a week, and that way y'all can see, what we're talking about here. So, but until the next time, in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.